Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing really well. Today is Thursday the 4th of February and it is day 4 of my daily vlogs this week. So if you haven't seen them, I'll just make sure to link them up there in the corner. But I've been filming every single day this week just to show you the behind the scenes of what I do as a teacher in the UK, how I get my lesson planning, my marking, all of my admin work done, especially now that, I'm working from home. So if you didn't watch yesterday's vlog, I was really open and honest about how I deal with feeling a little bit off. I wasn't feeling very productive, I was feeling a little bit low, and I wasn't actually able to get all of the things that I had planned done. So today was all about trying to catch up, and I wanted to share with you a little bit of how I've done that and what things I still have to do. And I've got some interesting online tools to just quickly share with you as well, in terms of how I've been engaging my students and leaving some feedback for them, just to try something different and new if you haven't already. So it's just gone 4 o'clock and I thought I would run you through my day to tell you exactly what I've been up to and how long things have taken me. So my day actually started at 8 o'clock this morning. Obviously yesterday I had lots of things that I had postponed to do today, and I wanted to make sure that I started the day really productively. So I've sort of gone into this hyper focus mode and have just been working through things at a fairly good pace. And I think it always helps if I know that there's a little bit of a deadline, because adrenaline kicks in. So you'll remember that from yesterday's vlog I sort of wrote down a daily, sort of broke down the tasks by the hours of the day, and I wrote down the tasks that I need to do at what time of the day, and I think that that always helps me figure out that I need to get those things done then and there, because then that's the only time that I can fit it in. And I think that's a really good tip if you're struggling to feel that sort of productivity and that urgency to get something done. So day started at 8, got the 2 lessons planned for this morning that I didn't plan yesterday. It actually was fairly straightforward. So I planned a pair deck lesson for my year 11s that actually took me 10 minutes, and a year 12 lesson on Google Jamboard, which took me about 15 minutes. And then I did a little bit of admin on Google Classroom because there were some errors in how things had been posted and some of the attachments weren't opening. So that took me about 10-15 minutes to troubleshoot, just so that my year 13 students and other year 12 students and other year 11 students could actually access the documents that I needed them to do. I also spent a big chunk of the morning between my live lessons and, between that 8 o'clock in the morning until my first live lesson, just clearing some emails. So I had lots of emails that I needed to respond to first thing in the morning, because I needed, actions to take place throughout the day in response to those emails. So I wanted to get those done straight away in the morning so I could increase the chance of them getting responded to. So at 9:15 I registered my tutor group, we did the assembly, and then at 9:30 I gave my first live lesson to year 11s, and that was the test lesson and then also the pair deck review lesson after they did that test. That worked really well because it meant that everyone did the test, everyone handed it in, and I didn't have to then spend a lot of time, logging if they've done it, chasing, calling home, etc. So if you're trying to do assignments and tests from home and chasing students, I would highly recommend that you do it during a live lesson and then only allow students to log off once they've handed it in. That's worked a treat. From 10:10 to 10:40, I had a bit of a break between 2 live lessons, and actually I went into a hyper focus mode and I literally just cleared my entire inbox. So I deleted what needed to be deleted. I think I ended up having 40 something unread emails just from the time in the morning until the end of that live lesson, which is absolutely insane. Cleared all of my emails, responded to everything that I needed to do, and that felt really, really good. Then I had my year 12 lessons, I did that Google Jamboard lesson, and then after that I had a couple of meetings with some members of staff just to talk about specific things to do with the team. And then I think it was just 12:15 or so, I went for an hour-long walk, and that was amazing. It was raining outside, but I just thought, you know what, it's the middle of the day, I've literally just finished everything I had to do, I'm about to start the things that I need and want to do, so let me just break things up and get some fresh air. So that felt really, really good. After my walk I came home and I had some lunch and a little bit of a break, And now this afternoon I have been going through a few tasks that I want to make sure I get done. So the first thing is that I went through a lesson plan and the lesson resources of one of the PGC students who is teaching one of my lessons tomorrow. And I love that part of my job. I absolutely love going through other people's pieces of work and sort of collaborating and liaising and giving feedback and sort of just learning from each other and having that professional relationship build. It is one of my favourite parts of the job, and it's partly why I've got this channel and why I love reaching out to people and talking about teaching, because it's something that I'm just so passionate about. I also spent a little bit of this afternoon doing some tutor calls just as my pastoral responsibility to check the safeguarding of some of my tutees and to also check their attendance and engagement with lessons. I've actually had a few problems with a handful of students, and it's got to a point where I've had to pass that on, so there was a little bit of admin involved with that as well. And now I've got to the point where I need to catch up with my lesson planning but also with my marking. So let me show you all of that. Okay, so the lessons that I have to prep for tomorrow is a live lesson with year 10, live lesson with year 9, and then my live lesson with year 12. Now, all of these lessons, I do have them somewhat prepared. I just need to convert them into a live format and make any tweaks as well that I want to do. This live lesson here as well, I have someone coming to observe it, and it's just an informal observation. I did have a couple of people come into this year 11 class as well this morning, and that was really nice just to sort of share best practice and collaborate, and I think that's always a really good thing to do. But tomorrow is looking a little bit busy. I don't feel like I have a ton of time tomorrow. I think by the time I finish with my year 12 class and that I have lunch and then respond to emails, it's going to be 3-4 o'clock. So I do want to leave Friday a little bit open so that I can actually catch up with the marking that I haven't been able to do yesterday. This is one of the resources I wanted to quickly show you if you teach science. These are 10-minute tests, and you literally just find a resource that you want. I gave this one a go, but what you essentially do is you choose the course, so combined or separate, you choose the tier, and then you choose the subject and you start a test, and it's literally a bit of retrieval. I think it's really user-friendly and great, and such a quick thing to include in a live lesson or a lesson that is not live, just to engage students a little bit more as well. Something else I wanted to quickly share with you that I've been using recently is something called Mote. It is an extension that you add to your web browser, and then it allows you to record voice messages to post to students on Google Classroom. So all that you have to do is you have to press on this M button there, and then you click on that and you record the message, and then you just press done and it saves automatically, and then the students, all they have to do is press on that and it will play the voice message. Now, these are really good to leave some quick pieces of feedback, but also just to, instead of typing a note for a student, just to say it out loud. So for example, I was chasing up a few pieces of work from some of my year 12 students, and I just hit record and I said, "Where is it? I need this piece of work handed in now." And I think I just get a little bit of a better response from it because it feels a little bit more personalized. And I think it also just saves some typing time and it makes it a little bit more personable. So definitely recommend for you to get that if you're trying to leave feedback or engage or communicate with students a little bit more easily. If you've never used Google Jamboard before, all you need to do is go onto Google Jamboard, make sure you're logged onto your Gmail account, and you will have a dashboard where you can create separate whiteboards. You would give your Jamboard a name, so whatever it is that you wanted to name it, and then this will save automatically and you can attach several different whiteboards to this master one. Okay, so under the same title you can have multiple whiteboards. On each whiteboard it saves automatically whatever you post on it. You can insert images, embed videos, whatever it is that you want to do, but you can also create content from scratch. So for example, you might want to use a sticky note where you can type in a question, and if you do so, then you can change the color of the sticky note and you can also change the size of the sticky note. So if you do it that way, you can make it smaller or bigger and change the position within the whiteboard. Your students, if you give them editing rights when you share the Jamboard, they will then be able to add to each of these pages. If you do not give them any editing rights, they will only be able to view what you have prepared. You can, of course, manipulate which students you give editing access to by just allowing certain email accounts to be editors. You can then also include different shapes if you wanted to, and then those shapes are really good just to highlight different parts of what you've prepared before. You can do a text box function and type something in it. You can change the size of this by going to the top and then changing the display functions there. And you can also then use a laser if you've got images and you wanted to just quickly point things out and use this laser function. Always go back to the arrow, which is your clicker that allows you to drag things, and then of course the trusty pen. Now with this pen you've got different types of pen, highlighters included, and different colours as well, and then you have the rubber to remove things, although I just prefer to do Command Z. If you also wanted to jazz things up a little bit, you could set a background, and you can change the background function by doing a grid, a lined, a dotted, or a coloured background. If you wanted to copy paste a specific whiteboard that you've created, you can duplicate them just by doing this and then duplicate. And if you wanted to then clear that, you would just clear the frame as such. So that's a quick mini tutorial on Google Jamboard. I should hopefully make one in a lot more depth and give you lots of different ideas, but definitely give that a go because students find it super engaging and fun. I wanted to show you how I do brain dumps. I typically write these in my bullet journal, but the thing is I only have a page left which I want to use to plan next week. And I've got a new bullet journal that I will be sharing with you guys how I set it up for my teacher planner, which I'll be using after February half term. So the brain dump, I just write down everything that is loose in my mind of what I need to do over the next day or so. And from writing it all down, I will then just pick some of the priorities to do right now. So for example, I didn't actually write down a list for Thursday. I just wanted to leave that blank so I could pull things from this brain dump when I was going to sit down this afternoon and actually write what I needed to prioritize to do before Friday. And so as I'm writing this to-do list, I'm going to write down the lesson planning that I have to do for tomorrow. And then I'm going to choose what emails or admin I have to do by tomorrow. Are there any deadlines? So from this list, there aren't actually any deadlines. There isn't anything urgent that I have to do by tomorrow. However, this other task that I need to do, which is to make some tutorial videos for the CPD session on Monday for staff to watch, I have to send it to this member of staff by tomorrow. So I have to prioritize getting this done today instead of my admin tasks. So I'm going to roll over these admin tasks to be priority 3. So priority 1 as a task is going to be lesson planning. Priority 2 is going to be doing the tutorial videos. And then priority 3 is going to be doing my admin. Now with the admin, I like to actually set a time goal. So I will start my timer and I will try to work as quick as I can for however long I've decided. It typically tends to be 20 or 30 minutes. I will clear all of this and try to beat that clock, and then hopefully that should allow me to have crossed all of these things off before tomorrow. If I can't get to these this afternoon, it's not a problem. I can always do them tomorrow. The last thing that's on my list is the marking, and this is priority 4 because the deadlines for this marking is only next week, Thursday and Friday. So all I need to make sure that I do is that I've finished this marking by next week. So if I do get a chance to do it, I will, but it's not a problem if I don't. So that's at the bottom of my priority list. So I enjoy doing brain dumps just so I can see at a glance everything that I need to do and I can have a reflection of what a priority is. And there we go guys, thank you so much for watching today's vlog. I hope you have found it useful and interesting and that you got something from it. Tomorrow is Friday, which means it is going to be the last daily vlog for this week. And you know, hopefully I should be making some more vlogs in the future. But tomorrow I'm going to be talking a little bit about assessments and some more lesson planning, but also how I plan for the following week and how I make sure that the end of term is nicely wrapped so it doesn't go too much into my February half term. Don't forget that on Sunday I'm filming a Q&A, so if you've got any questions about teaching or myself or anything that has come from these vlogs, do leave them in a comment down below in one of the videos or head over to my Instagram account, and you can also DM me or leave them in the boxes that I publish every single day. So I will see you here tomorrow. Have a lovely evening. Take care. Bye.